And now I'm sure this is the moment that you've been waiting for since we've gone into quarantine, is finishing these doggone tables. Okay, so we're going to do just that. All right, so we uh, we talked about in a prior video how we calculate distance, which was wheel circumference times wheel rotations. We have our wheel circumferences. They're listed right here. We now have our wheel rotations right here. Now this is axle rotations. However, as stated in that earlier video, if if an axle rotates 8.92 times, so will the wheel. So axle rotations and wheel rotations are really the same thing. Okay, so we can go ahead and just simply follow this formula through substitution. So we're going to start by typing in equals. We're going to go find our wheel circumference. The wheel circumference we're looking for, the 3-inch wheel right here. So here's our wheel data. Here's our 3-inch wheel. We come over to where it says circumference. That's the circumference of the 3-inch wheel. Then here it says we're going to multiply. So of course that's shift 8. And then it says we're going to multiply it by the wheel rotations. Well, the axle we're using in this column is the 1/8-inch axle. So we go up to the 1/8-inch axle. We come across until we find the rotations of the 1/8-inch axle. It's right there. If we press return, we get an answer of 84. 84 is expressed in inches, and we would like this distance table to be expressed in feet. So, how do we do that? We take that formula and we divide it by 12. Since there's 12 inches in a foot, if we take the number of inches and divide by 12, that will give us an answer in feet. When I press return, 84 divided by 12 is exactly 7. And this means that if you create a car that has a 3-inch wheel attached to an 1/8-inch axle and spin that axle using a mousetrap that can pull 3.5 inches of string, that will cause the car to move 7 feet. So now we can simply take that formula and drag it down. However, we get some really obviously these answers are not right. If you look at this, there's no way that's right either. It should be going further. All of these should be going further, and in fact, every one of them is going less, and according to this, it's not going to move. Clearly not right. Okay, so I'm going to delete these. All right, this entire column, okay, this cell is going to use a 4-inch wheel, 1/8-inch axle. This cell, 5-inch wheel, 1/8-inch axle. 6-inch wheel, 1/8-inch axle, so on and so forth. So the one that stays constant or needs to use a permanent address is our rotations. Our rotations are the same all the way down this column. So we have to always use E17 in all 6 of these cells. So, as we did before, we're going to place a $sign between the E and the 17. That's going to set E17 as a permanent address within this formula. That way, when we drag it down, there's our answers. And they are going up. It would make sense that a wheel that is twice as big goes twice as far. So it seems like these numbers are making sense. And while we're in here, we'll go ahead and decrease the decimal and then increase it to 2 so that everything here, everything all throughout the table has 2 decimal points, except for this. This is kind of a special case. Don't worry about that. Okay. So this cell is going to be equal to our 3-inch wheel circumference. So 3-inch wheel circumference, up, same thing, D8, just like last time. We're going to multiply that by, this time we're using the 3/16-inch axle. So we can find 3/16-inch axle, finding the rotations of the 3/16-inch axle, and this time that's E18. Excuse me. Except for as before, we know that we need to place a dollar sign between the E and the 18. And we also know that we need to divide it by 12. I'm going to press return. I'm going to drag this down. And we're going to decrease the decimal places to 2 points. Now, as a little bit of a test, I'm going to leave this last column to you. So before you finish up the table, you need to go ahead and fill in this column, attach your table to the assignment in Google Classroom, and turn it in. And that will end the spreadsheet work for the Mousetrap car. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing your work. Have a good day.